Good afternoon, my dears. So today we will deal with another grammar topic, that is reporting the dialogue, right? Reporting the dialogue. Okay, fine. So up to 10th standard, you might have read this direct, indirect, in short, direct, indirect, in sentences. So a single sentence will be given. Either it will be in direct or in indirect, and you need to change into the respective other speech, right? If it is given in direct, you have to change it to indirect. If it is given in indirect, you have to change it to direct speech, like a sentence it might have given. But in higher secondary, right, and this is the question, right? This is the question. Okay, so a paragraph will be given, right? A dialogue paragraph will be given in direct speech, and you need to change into indirect speech in a paragraph. A dialogue format will be given, you have to change into a paragraph format, right? In indirect speech, in a format, right, in a paragraph format you need to change, right? Okay, so let me stop with this single sentence, right? So every day we will go through one by one so that you can easily understand. If I go at a stage, that definitely it will confuse a lot. Don't think that very simple, right? What you have learned in the 10th standard, that is a basic thing. Here also you will learn, but at the same time, formation of this paragraph only, that will confuse. That's why I'm just stopping with this only one example, right? Okay, so if you see in exam pattern how the question it will be asked, a paragraph will be given, a dialogue paragraph, a dialogue format will be given, a dialogue, right? From this dialogue, direct speech, you need to change into a indirect speech as a paragraph format. So if a sentence given or if a paragraph given, how will you identify it is in direct speech or indirect speech? By the signs. If you come across the question mark, or right, if those things comes, you can easily identify, and certain words you can easily identify that the given question is given in the in direct speech. Okay, right? Quotations, if you come across, definitely that is there in the direct speech, and you need to change into the indirect speech. Fine. So let me start with this example. Right, this dialogue writing is between two person. One is the doctor and the patient. Doctor and the patient. See, one, two dialects, right? For doctor, two dialects, and patient, two dialects, right? You need to change it to indirect speech as a paragraph format. How to change this? Okay, you need to change this, right, as step by step, right? Step by step, right? Every dialect you need to change. If a sentence given, how will you identify that? Actually, we have four different categories, right? Statement, interrogative, exclamative, and imperative. And as you know very well that you have read very well in the 10th standard, right? The same thing you are going to implement over here, right? So first of all, you have to understand the first dialogue, right? This is the first dialogue. What is your ailment? The dialogue is between the doctor and the patient. So what is the first one? First dialogue, what is your ailment? So what is your ailment? That means it is a question, but this sentence ends with a question mark. So question mark means, right, WH type, right? WH question interrogative have two types. One is WH type or yes or no type. In this sentence, right, what is your ailment? This one gives you for the WH type, not yes or no type, right? This comes under the WH type. So WH type means what you have to use the same WH as the reporting verbs, right? Okay, fine. Reporting verbs you need to write the same WH type. Okay, what is your ailment? So this is the first sentence. When you write the answer, right, how you have to write it is, right, who starts the dialogue? The doctor. And what is the first sentence? It comes under the interrogative. Yes, of course, question, interrogative. So interrogative means, right, you have two things. Reporting, you can use two things. What is that? Either you can use the asked, otherwise inquire, right? For the reporting verbs interrogative, you can use two words. Either you can go for asked, otherwise inquired, right? So what is your ailment, right? Who starts the dialogue? The doctor. To whom? The patient. Okay, so how you can write? The doctor asked. To whom he asked? The patient, right? So the doctor asked the patient So maximum all the sentence when you write into paragraph, these two things will come, right? Who to whom, the question from whom to who, right? Okay, fine. So the doctor asked the patient. As I told you, why we have used asked, because the first sentence is interrogative, that is question type, right? And moreover it comes under the what WH type. So we can use here the doctor asked, otherwise you can go for inquiry, no problem, we can go for asked, right? The doctor whom he asked, the patient. So the doctor asked the patient, okay, what is your ailment? So this question comes under the WH type, so we can use the same, the what, right? What. And what is the right, this your will change it to the first person, what his, right? And then ailment, and the singular be form verb, what is the singular means it will change into past singular was, right? So the doctor asked the patient what, after that you have to use the subject, right? His ailment was. Okay, fine, put a full stop. So second one, who starts? The patient. What kind of sentence? I have stomach ache. This comes under the statement sentence. It doesn't end, ends with a question mark or any exclamatory things is not there, or any interrogative is not there. So this sentence comes under the statement, right? Affirmative. So I have stomach ache, doctor. So the doctor asked the patient, for that the patient is replying. So how you can write? The patient replied. So for the statement sentence, what is the conjunction we have to use? That we will use. Yes, of course. The patient replied. What he replied? We have to use one conjunction. See, the patient. So in between you have to use a conjunction. How we have to use the in between what as the conjunction over here? Same way we have to use the conjunction for the statement sentence, right? The patient replied that. I, it represents who? The patient. So second person, what he, right? And have, be form verb, change into past, right? He had stomach ache. No need to use of that doctor. If you use this doctor, nothing wrong, but no need to use this doctor, right? So the patient replied he had stomach ache, right? Okay, put a full stop. Okay. Okay, fine. Next one. The doctor take these pills and come after 3 days. Okay, take these pills and come after 3 days means, that means what? Take these pills. So take these pills, how it looks or how it seems? This question seems to be what? Imperative, right? Imperative sentence. Okay, so when doctor says something, imperative sentence means you can use what? Different kinds of things you can use, but here the reporting verbs can be used a different way. But in this is imperative sentence. Moreover, the doctor, he will use two things. One is he will advise us, otherwise he will suggest some things, right? So we can better go for advised or suggested. Okay, for what the doctor is suggesting? The doctor suggested to whom? To the patient, so him, or the doctor suggested him. So take these pills. This acts as an imperative. So imperative sentence means what conjunction you have to use. So how we have used that as a conjunction for here, same way we have to use a conjunction for the imperative. So what is imperative conjunction you can use is to, right? So to take, these will change into those, right? These will change into those pills, right? Up to this one sentence over. Come after 3 days. So come after 3 days, this also seems to be what? Right? Ordering or requesting, right? Come after 3 days. So again you can use this and as a conjunction over here, and asked him to. Why we have used here to? Because this sentence seems to be what? An ordering or requesting, right? That's why we have used a conjunction between this one, right? Okay, fine. Come after 3 days. Okay, for that the patient, right, what he said? Thank you, doctor. In thank you, doctor, how you can write in the indirect speech? That the patient thanked the doctor. That's why the patient thanked the doctor. Okay, so each sentences, each dialogue, we need to begin with the conjunction, right? So in the first sentence, the same what act as a conjunction, and the second sentence for this statement, what we have used that as a conjunction. And for the third sentence, this acts as a imperative. That's why we have used to as a conjunction. And the 4 and the here also one more, come after 3 days. This seems to be what? Again imperative. That's why we have used to as a conjunction, right? And then last one, right? Right. No need to use because this act as a what? It's a reporting thing. So that's why we have used the doctor. The patient thanked the doctor, right? So this is the easy way to understand this one, right? If you have any doubt, kindly let me know with the WhatsApp so that I can rectify your doubts. And no problem, we will go through one more example, right? Daily I'll just post some for 10 minutes or 15 minutes this example so that you can easily understand this thing, because in 10 scenario you have read in sentence to sentence, but here as a dialogue format you need to change into what into paragraph, right? So this question carries 2 marks. If you write it as in a paragraph, that alone carries 1 mark, and remaining 1 marks for the reporting verbs, tense, and for those things will carry 1 marks. Right, children? Okay, so up to this we will stop for today's class and we will see it for the tomorrow. Right? Thank you.